Welcome everyone to CDO's magazine series of one-on-one interviews with CDOs, data leaders and key influencers. I'm your host, Robert Lutton, Vice President, Sandhill Consultants, and I'm coming to you today from Toronto, Canada, working with the CDO magazine and my TCIQ Symposium and International Society of Chief Data Officers. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Pam Dillon, who is the co-founder and CEO of Preferabli. Welcome, Pam.
Hello, good morning.
Could you maybe, if you can, talk a little bit more about how the AI machine learning side has made an impact to your business versus traditional, maybe doing it the old way, or would it not even been possible to do it the old way?
I don't believe it would be possible to do it another way, at least as accurately as we do it. The preference profile is, I suppose, what some people think of as a way to solve the cold start problem. Cold start problems definitionally can be interpreted various ways, but effectively, it allows us to start with a single consumer opinion and then build from there. So we can take in any kind of digital signal and use it as a proxy for preference. It can be used as a proxy for taste preference. It can be used as a proxy for buying preference. It can be used as a proxy for any kind of preference, however the merchant, whoever the business partner would like it to be used. In the first instance, we take a given consumer rating. Let's use ratings as an indication, the conversation between a merchant and a consumer. And let's say that particular merchant has a consumer that likes this particular wine or whiskey. Well, we have the presence and the absence of over 600 different characteristics that are captured in the context of that consumer reaction. And then let's say there's another, let's work off of whiskey. There's another whiskey. Let's say this one wasn't Scotch. Let's say this one was bourbon. And what happens is the algorithms recalculate the preferences as a function of that second rating. And it works from then on exactly the same way, the third rating and the fourth rating. And it works the way a human expert would work. So sometimes you get what you will call surprising feedback. Well, that's true. When you're tableside or you're working in a retail store, consumer will say to you, I like these things and I like that. And that one will be like, that's a head scratcher. Why do you like that one? Well, because people are people, they're human, yep, and they vary in their responses. But that core process, that's how the machine learns. And one of the things I would say to you, especially as a technical person, is anytime someone can't explain to you exactly where their code learns, they're probably not doing machine learning. They're probably doing a form of automation. And beware, because they're making a lot of assumptions in there that you may not want them to make. And it may be very difficult to unpack those assumptions. So for us, ours is pretty transparent. We work the way a human expert would. So that's why it works so well. Working as a matter of human expertise was a fine place to depart. And then putting together the right and the left side of the brain, using all of the data together with that more lyrical approach that a human expert might use.
And again, having reviewed some of the material for this interview is why I thought it was very interesting. The fact that there are so many different aspects to the taste side of the equation. You take whiskey, for example, there, and you talk about the 600 different aspects that can have someone have a preference, and then you may like another whiskey. You may not like bourbon. You may like Irish whiskey or whatever. But the whole reset and calculation of narrowing down those preferences allows the platform, if I understand correctly, to then offer some additional samplings that you may not have thought before because of this vast, amount of wine, spirits, and beer that are out there in this platform. I think that's what makes this whole preference and preferability platform so unique. Would I be on the right track if I were to say something like that?
That's exactly right. When we started to build this platform, tasting through, evaluating the presence and the absence of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different characteristics, most people, initially including our own team, thought we were just a bit crazy. And we probably were. At the same time, we could not think of a better, more comprehensive way to not only unlock the millions and millions of beautiful artisanal products in the world for the consumers, but at the same time, that learning process that you understood, captured so well in your question, actually allows us to evolve with the consumer. So we've all experienced as wine and spirits experts, our own growth pattern over time. It is a well-recognized dynamic in the wine and spirits industry that when somebody starts their journey, they tend to like certain things. And then as their palate evolves and grows, you've heard that phrase that you may not like it at first, but it's the kind of thing that grows on you. And, that's actually really quite true. And we have literally hundreds, thousands of years of human experience to prove that human preferences really do evolve over the course of their lifetime. And it's really fascinating to see how our software can then hone in and ultimately connect the supply side of the world with the demand side of the world. And this is so interesting to us because there are millions and millions and millions of products. And of course, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of revenue hang in the balance of getting that exactly right.
And actually, you make a very important point there, and it's worthwhile exploring this. In your opinion, how has the Preferabli technology platform made an impact to not only your top and bottom line of your business, but also of the clients that you seek to obviously sell this platform to?
Yeah. So one of the things that we do, every software company does, especially B2B software company does, is they have so-called key performance indicators that need to show sort of a before and after picture that proves out a return on investment. And ours does. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in a position to release it. What's interesting is that it took us years to come up with these various modules because we realized that one size did not fit all. So the various combinations of modules that our different merchants are using is what give rise to their, first of all, increase in sales. So let's start there with the income statement. And then let's continue down the income statement to the reduction of expenses. Instead of having their wine and spirits experts do things like capture the same kind of data that we capture every day on their inventories, they can actually be thinking through much more qualitative dynamics with respect to the sale of their portfolio. And so that either reduces expenses, generates more sales, or both. And then moving over to the balance sheet side of it, it allows merchants to optimize their inventory because we have the ability to capture the nature of the preferences of all their consumer users together in the context of their inventory and let them know opportunities that they're missing, sort of where they're oversupplied, overstocked, opportunities that they're missing, especially in the context of trend analysis with the evolution of consumer preference generally and their consumers in particular. So it's a balance sheet dynamic as well as an income statement dynamic.
We really appreciate you coming, giving us a chance to share your knowledge and experience in the AI, machine learning, and the patterns that you put out there and the personal preference space. We really appreciate it. We think that's the future where AI is going, and we'd like to thank you for your time today, Pam.
It is my pleasure. Thank you.